Let us discuss about H2 blockers. Let us discuss about H2 blockers or H2 antagonists. H2 antagonists. As the name itself indicates, these drugs they inhibit H2 receptors, right? H2 receptors. Under this category, we have mainly 4 drugs, right? What does this H2 receptor do? These H2 receptors will block H2 receptors, and this property is used in treating acid peptic disease. Okay, acid peptic disease. So these are mainly used for treatment of acid peptic disease. Actually, these were outdated because for treatment of this acid peptic disease, we are now using proton pump inhibitors. Okay, but let's we should have some knowledge about regarding this H2 blockers, right? So we should know about these H2 blockers because there are certain other indications where we can use this H2 blockers. So we should have some knowledge regarding H2 blockers. But for acid peptic disease, nowadays we are using proton pump inhibitor. You should remember this. Okay, and as I told you, there are four drugs under this category, right? Under this H2 blockers. Let's see the drugs. The drugs are there are 4 drugs as I told you, right? So the drugs are, one is cimetidine, second one is ranitidine, third one is famotidine, fourth one is roxatidine. Among these 4 drugs, cimetidine, ranitidine, and roxatidine, these three drugs they inhibit H2 receptors competitively, right? Whereas this famotidine, it inhibits H2 receptors non-competitively. Clear? So among these 4 drugs, we have 3 drugs which inhibit competitively, and one single drug which inhibit non-competitively. Clear? So let's write that point also. What are the drugs that inhibit competitively? What are the drugs? One is ranitidine, second one is cimetidine, third one is roxatidine. These are the 3 drugs that inhibit competitively, and there is one single drug that inhibits non-competitively, that is famotidine. Inhibit non-competitively. Clear, guys? Now let's discuss ranitidine as prototype. Clear? Now let's discuss about ranitidine, and whatever the points that we discuss in ranitidine applies to almost all the drugs, right? Remember that point. Okay, ranitidine is discussed as prototype. Ranitidine, as I told you, ranitidine, it blocks H2 receptors, right? By blocking H2 receptors, it produces certain actions. One is it inhibits gastric secretion, right? Gastric secretion, or you can say it reduces gastric secretion. Second one is it reduces cardiac stimulation. Cardiac stimulation, this cardiac stimulation is done by a stimulation of H2 receptors, right? So when you block these H2 receptors, it results in reduction of cardiac stimulation, right? Third one is it reduces bronchospasm. Bronchospasm is caused by H2 receptors, right? So when you block these receptors, it results in reduction in bronchospasm, right? So if you talk about gastric secretions, all the phases of gastric secretions are reduced, all the phases, but nocturnal phase is more reduced. Nocturnal phase is more reduced, right? So all the phases of gastric secretions are reduced, but nocturnal phase is more reduced. You should remember that, right? And if talk about if talk more about gastric secretion, as I told you, all the phases are reduced, but nocturnal phase is more reduced, right? And the the volume of gas secretion is reduced, even pepsin content also reduced. Pepsin content is also reduced, okay? Even intrinsic factor also reduced. Intrinsic factor is also reduced, but B12 absorption will not be affected, right? So B12 absorption will not be affected. So if you talk about gastric secretion, all the phases are affected, but nocturnal phase is more affected. Volume of gastric secretion is reduced and pepsin content reduced. Intrinsic factor also reduced. Clear? And if talk about important uses, the important use of this ranitidine is, as I told you, it can be used in peptic ulcer disease, right? Ulcer disease. Apart from peptic ulcer disease, where can we use it? You can use in ulcers due to stress. Stress ulcers we can use in stress ulcers also, okay? So we can use in stress ulcers, and you see this will not affect any gastric motility, that you should remember. Esophageal mobility will not be affected, okay? Esophageal mobility will not be affected, okay? So we can use H2 blockers even in stress ulcers also. Clear? Now let's understand the pharmacokinetics of cimetidine. This cimetidine is absorbed orally. Oral absorption is observed orally, and if take bioavailability it is 60 to 80%. Clear? And this absorption will not be affected by food, okay? It will not be affected by the presence of food. Absorption will not be affected by the presence of food. And but brain penetration is poor. Brain penetration is poor. Is poor, that you should remember. Clear? About two-thirds of this drug is excreted unchangeably. Clear? So this two-thirds of this drug is excreted unchangeably, right? Now the half-life is 2 to 3 hours. Clear? And this is about pharmacokinetics. What we have seen pharmacokinetics: oral absorption is good, and if you take bioavailability 60 to 80%, brain penetration is poor, two-thirds of this drug is excreted unchangeably, and if take half life, it is 2 to 3 hours. Okay. And if talk about excretion, if talk about excretion is by kidney, right? Is by kidney. So if the patient has any renal diseases, then we have to reduce the dose. So in renal diseases, we have to reduce the dose. Clear? This is about pharmacokinetics. Now let's see the side effects. Side effects. Usually this drug is well tolerated by the patient, but there are certain side effects that we have to remember. Let's see the side effects. The side effects are headache, dizziness, bowel upset, dry mouth, rashes. Clear? These are the important side effects. But there is one important side effect that we have to discuss here. The side effect is anti-androgenic effect. Anti-androgenic effect. These H2 blockers, they have anti-androgen effect. Due to this, there may be development of gynecomastia, or impotency can develop. And there is transient reduction in sperm count. Okay, these are the important side effects. Clear? Now let's see the interactions. If talk about interactions, cimetidine inhibit the metabolism of many drugs, right? Inhibit metabolism of many drugs. There are the list is very large, but remember that the metabolism will be inhibited. Okay, metabolism of many drugs is inhibited. And one important thing that we have to remember is interaction with antacids. If take antacids and H2 blockers combinedly at the same time, these antacids will reduce the absorption of H2 blockers. So what we have to understand here is we should not use antacids along with H2 blockers. There should be at least 2 hours of gap between antacids and H2 blockers. Clear? So this is about cimetidine. Cimetidine. So there are certain other 3 drugs, but if you understand this cimetidine, then you can easily understand other 3 drugs. Other 3 drugs appears to be almost similar. There are many certain minor differences. Okay, only minor differences will be there. Those we can easily remember. You just go through your textbooks. Thank you for watching.